Hello, I'm Lisa Sanderson with South Dakota Parent Connection.
Elaine Roberts with South Dakota Parent Connection.
I'm Tim Nyhart with South Dakota Advocacy Services.
And I'm Robert Keene, also with South Dakota Advocacy Services. We've been asked to discuss amongst ourselves 4 questions. And I'm just going to toss questions out and let's just have a chat about it. Why is a collaboration between South Dakota Advocacy Services and the South Dakota Parent Connection work so well over the course of the years?
The collaboration started from the beginning when Parent Connection was created 28 years ago. Robert and Elaine were part of the group that made the decisions to move forward with that process.
We share the same mission, which is serving families with kids with special health care needs or disabilities. And it's about the relationships that we've built over the years to accomplish both of our goals. And being able to count on one another, to share resources, to provide technical assistance with one another, to share data and resources so that we support one another to make things better for kids and families.
And I think too that that very well leads into the commonality of our vision and our mission. South Dakota Advocacy Services, it's to protect and promote the rights of people, and we certainly do that in the context of IEP, special education, getting services for family members. But our vision is the same as the vision of the South Dakota Parent Connection. It's focusing on children, it's working with children and their family members, as importantly to receive those services that they need as a unit and individually. And I think by having that common vision, that common focus in a great segment of our work, it really adds a compatibility that's very comfortable and it flows very well as we go about our work.
And to build on that, our work together with this common vision is not just among the directors talking to one another. Across the state, our respective staffs communicate frequently with one another. And so it's this understanding of respect and respect of the work we do and how we're working together across both of our organizations that has really, I think, helped our relationship to grow, but also to better serve the people that we support.
Mm-hmm. Another question we've been asked is, what suggestions would we have for people beginning this this effort of collaborating between the P&As and the parent connections in the other states? And you know, I think what really helped us is just having communication, knowing who is on the staff, who the team members are, and Elaine, as you pointed out earlier, from top to bottom. It's not only the directors talking, but it's the staff, line staff talking too. So they know the skill levels, they know where the expertise is at, so there's very comfortable dialogue in amongst a broad agency to resolve issues and questions on behalf of kids.
I think that it's from the beginning, since you and I were both there at the beginning, I think it's also been finding those small projects that we could work on together. Now we've done some major kinds of projects together over the years, but finding those small things. We can share articles for each other's newsletters, and we do that frequently, but that's a good place to start. We can do some mutual training, or Robert's done some training for our staff. Lisa, you've also worked with Robert on a project.
So we have trainings that we do, and recognizing the expertise of South Dakota Advocacy Services, we've not only had Robert deliver trainings to our staff on unauthorized practice of law, but we also have statewide trainings that we have done, and South Dakota Advocacy has delivered several different sessions. Robert has done topics related to guardianship. We've had other South Dakota Advocacy staff that have done topics related to IEPs and 504s and helping families understand the rules of the road so they can advocate more effectively. We also have formalized mechanisms. We have the Navigator program at South Dakota Parent Connection, and have a recently established memorandum of understanding with South Dakota Advocacy Services that has been established after several years of having a letter of agreement that helps to really formalize the relationships between our contracted consultants and our staff in regards to technical assistance from advocacy on maybe some strategies to move stuck situations in IEPs forward in a productive manner, as well as a formalized referral process.
Another suggestion I would have for people just beginning the relationship is to think seriously about having advocacy staff take leadership positions within the boards and the committees or commissions or advisory bodies of the parent connections of the United States. I think that gives, again, an opportunity to communicate at a different level. It gives an opportunity rather, to share ideas and to continue that cross-seeding of ideas amongst the two organizations. And we have found that having staff on the leadership position in the parent connections for quite a few years now has been very, very beneficial to us. Again, it's another line of communication. We have a sense of what is taking place. We have a sense of, if not ownership, at least a member of the club, so to speak. And that's very important when you're in this business, in this state. It's very important to have those relationships.
I'd like to say that kind of relationship and collaboration goes across the spectrum, much like Elaine said. It includes the directors talking to each other, but also the field staff. And field staff for Parent Connection are responsible for creating several different kinds of training and supports. And we've been able to share that information through some of our websites and through our emailing lists. And we've been able to send that information directly to several of the parents that we've worked with or have gone through our partners training over the course of the years. And sometimes those kinds of small things are overlooked, but it's just really critical that both field staff and line staff are all aware of each other and providing, integrating these ideas that we've shared with you, so that, for example, Parent Connection has a Rapid City office staff, and oftentimes we're sharing information back and forth about trainings and webinars and see each other in the community and have an opportunity to promote what both agencies are doing.
Another area they asked us to share some thoughts is what are some of the lessons learned? I think for myself, watching this for many, many years, I think the lesson learned for me is that we're doing this together as a collaborative team. We're not in competition with each other. I think that is very important because it sets a tone of production, it sets a tone of collaboration. It creates a genuine interest on both our staff's parts to resolve issues. And I think that people pick up on that also, and I think parents that we work with individually and mutually sense that they have a real large team, very skilled team behind them. So the lessons learned for me is maintain that contact, maintain it from top to bottom, encourage the dialogue amongst the agencies, and just continue to share as we go along and resolve those mutual challenges.
One of the things that in South Dakota, we mutually serve on many committees and task force and so on. And one of the things that I think has been helpful is that we can have a dialogue or a conversation about what's on the agenda or what's being proposed. We can have that amongst ourselves, and very often then are able to support each other as we attempt to affect a change or work on systems in the state. So I think a lesson, again, that one of the lessons is open communication, supporting each other in this process.
I think another thing, if I could just add, I think the lesson learned again for me is the way we've gone about this. The benefit to parents is really seen and appreciated by the parents we work with. the parents seem empowered, they develop skills, they have a more comfortability in their dealings with the challenges that they face. And I think that, again, the way we have collaborated, we've encouraged that, rather than that constant dependency upon our agencies. We train, parents are taught, they have the skill level, they continue to do the advocating. Another thing they asked us to comment on is where do we go from here with this? Having been here for a while, I think it's just onward, upward. I think the challenges remain, the challenges get more complex, but I think we have a very good basis to continue a very dynamic collaboration down the road.
And I would agree, I think we have a very solid foundation, and I think that we all appreciate what we have and continue to partner, to work together, to identify gaps, to create materials and resources, to partner to serve families. And the model, I believe, is going to carry us forward into the future.
Agreed.
Yep.
I would agree. I'd just like to add that I think, you know, we talked about public forums and things like that. People are asked to come to those all the time. It's a great benefit to them to have us be able to have one instead of 5 when we're looking for activities. I think it's important that people understand that we have Robert and some other people and Elaine monitoring legislative activity and sharing bulletins and information with parents and other parties, concerned parties, and then collaborating amongst ourselves on what that might mean for someone and making sure that people are aware of committee meetings and things like that to participate. Those things are often overlooked in the course of the day-to-day work, but it's something that's, I think, is pretty unique to South Dakota.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank